Alright, so we have TSdL, round of 32, Jag versus
Yeah.
Zansin. Joined by me is Venorion.
Hello, everybody. All right, so let's get this start on Jack's side. We got your oh, we got the Pasteur at the pick. You haven't seen her at all. She's definitely a very off-meta hero. Especially considering like these days you got everybody who's like loving the waifus. So it's interesting Jag brought her in.
Yeah, that is the thing about Patzer, is that most boxes these days, like, let's just take a look at this composition. There's
Sure.
Bozal, which Patzer isn't going to kill. Then there's Bernhardt, and then there's Juggler. And there is Kruger too. So there's
Kruger
four.
and Eris.
Yeah,
So
so
five.
yeah, 5 units that Pastor could potentially target. Ares outranges her. Kruger outranges her. Even Bernhardt outranges her. Juggler kind of outranges her as well. And if she's gonna run Sorks, which she probably needs to kill some of these units, being outranged by the AoE is a tough spot.
I remember the only time I saw a Pasteur do something, I think it was like for last season playoffs, where Omega accidentally killed her, and then he lost his passive ability and made the Omega absolutely useless.
Yes, Patzer is the ultimate counter to Omega Law.
It worked.
You just suicide your Patzer turn 1, easy win. And she is actually pretty good against Landius for similar reasons as well. We do see Amelia as well, which I think these days Amelia probably can do something against all these mages, but the problem is Lucretia can flex to AoE really easily. Kiura doesn't target her, and T-Jess can also flex to AoE.
She has about 20 days left before she's completely dead when you got the new tank that comes out for Princess.
Yeah, Christiane makes Amelia feel pretty sad.
So I feel sorry for anybody who did build up Amelia. RIP to that hero.
That does make a fair point that Amelia is kind of already dead. Well, like I mentioned, it's just too easy for boxes to flex between AoE and not, and Amelia does literally nothing for you against AoE. She's just not helpful in the slightest.
Jag is a believer, so let's see if Jag can flex the Amelia.
First ban Elwyn, Zansin's probably expecting a Hilda first ban. Jagger Jag is running a much more lean towards single target box with units like Rosalia and Patzer, and even Mariel. Amelia plus Rosin Seal is pretty spooky. Yeah, if you just leave them the mages and then target enough debuff so Rosin Seal can't get overwhelmed, that does sound like a good combo. Although, I mean, if you're running
That's a lot of what ifs right there.
yeah, and I was about to say if they're also running an AoE, a more AoE focused box, but yeah, because Amelia is also not great against physical single target. Like Burn will just shred her.
Oh man, Burn picking on little girls. Oh, the FBI people.
Yeah, it's just her troops are just really not great.
So you got both picking their tanks first, okay. Jag's proving the standard Hilda pick. Right, Zansin going for more of the juggler for the AoE. So definitely planning to go for the more AoE route for on Zansin's side.
Yeah, at this point we have Bozal 3C, I'm pretty sure. So Bozal's a definite menace, and you can tell that Zansin's box leans a bit more towards AoE. I mean, especially now that T-Jess and Kiura are banned. Honestly, you would think that if you're going to pick Hilda, you might not want to ban either of these units. Zansin targeted Rosensteel. So Liana is likely going to be the pick for Jag here if he wants to be secure against this AoE. And Hilda's in a better position fighting single target than she is AoE.
You're right about the Light Justice being banned first. Like, I guess he just wanted to remove any teleportation on the rest of Zansin team. He doesn't want to be surprised by, say, a cherry attack or something like that. But then just ban the cherry then or something, I would say.
Yeah, it's just it's playing to the weaknesses of Hilda, more or less. You kind of just have to deal with the teleport, and if you just target enough of the AOE, maybe something better can happen. I just don't feel this T-Justice crit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
As for what could Kira snipe, quite a bit, honestly. Um, T-Jess, I'm pretty sure Kira could kill a Rosalia. I'm pretty sure Kira could kill a Patzer. Maybe not. Maybe not Mariel. So Kira's pretty threatening. I agree with that much. But with Hilda preventing crit, it would be a lot less threatening. Maybe some of these units could survive in certain conditions.
Yeah, now already you got the trouble for on Jag's side with the Lucretia being sec picked. Like the Merido is not gonna, she's not gonna be a good support just for Lucretia. Like when she starts raining down her AOE damage.
Yeah, Mariel is kind of a decent answer to Dog because she can push him back and she does prevent Dog from running werewolves, which, I mean, most of the stuff in Jag's box at this point is physical.
Yeah,
Uh,
but then
Off healing. Lucretia certainly feels a much stronger pick here than Mariel on Jag's side.
yeah, I definitely would have picked like definitely not the Lucretia Merido on the second on the second pick. I don't know, like that's something I feel like it would have been better off for like a later phase.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, what else do you pick? Maybe Patzer can kill Juggler. Maybe, maybe
Maybe
Ares.
like go for the burn just to like boom, debuff down the juggler if he jumps in.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel that. I mean, T-Jess, yeah,
He just
yeah, T-Jess would have been a lot better here, I think.
yeah, oh yeah, I agree with that. Okay, anyway, let's moving forward. Oh, there's the burn.
Matches the burn faction buff for Lucretia, quite nice. Burn's also very good against Hilda.
Already that Hilda is going to like has like two major threats she has to deal with. She is not going to live long. She's not that. No matter how tanky she is, she can't deal with both AoE magic damage and the burn debuffs.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a different story if Jag had picked T-Jess here. That could have forced Juggler into bringing Great Dragon Barrier. Zansin might have had to play a bit more defensively. T-Jess could have teleported somebody up to go for any sort of play there. At this point, Zansin probably picks Helena. I mean, either Helena or Liko. Both are good choices here. Certainly not going to pick any of these healers. As for Jag, it's Patzer or Amelia. Or not Amelia. It's Patzer or Helena.
So
Helena?
just to see her do something because I never see her in games.
Yeah, I feel that Jag's definitely going to go for the Patzer here. I mean, there's Bernhardt and there's Juggler. At the same time, with the amount of AoE that's coming out at from Zansin, it's going to be really hard for Patzer to maintain 100% HP on Sorks, which is probably going to make some of her kills a lot more shaky.
Oh, she does come out. All right, we do get to see her do something.
Puppet too. Yeah, it's not a female unit, so she could guard ignore the puppet technically, but I mean, Patzer going in for that is not, and using her skill, I mean, not exactly great.
Seriously, you don't really know like if the puppet what way the puppet swings.
Get Patzer, suicide, doggo useless. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think you should suicide her. But
You still lose her, and yeah, you made the tank, you made dog useless, but he can still jump and beast shock somebody, lock
Zansin,
somebody in place.
Zansin with all the AoE he has just bans out the healers, and there is Mariel. Mariel not exactly. No, we have not failed to ban yet. We just haven't gone there. Zansin. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Zansin banned the healers.
Yeah, Zansin banned the healers. There's Mariel, and Mariel's not exactly the best person up against AoE. She's okay. But there's also heal block from Burn coming in. I can't imagine Burn running anything but Sword Dance here. And it just feels... So yeah, let's just see the bans. Bans both the Act Agains, which I think is fine. And now you're going to fight Liko, though, which is even more AoE. Zansin certainly has plenty of healing. And at this point, Jag has to pick Helena. Like, Amelia obviously isn't going to do anything. And honestly, Zansin could go Rosin Seal here, too. Mostly AoE. We'll see.
We'll get the Empire buff from Bernhardt. At least, so yeah.
Zansin's team looks a lot better here. There's no real way for Jag to do damage, honestly. Patzer has to try and assassinate something. She's limited by Hilda's movement range. Her range isn't that great to begin with. And Kampa mentions it, but since Juggler will have rosin stacks, you can't even go for the passive seal sort of strat, so Juggler's always going to be active. But we'll see. Hegemony on Burn is, I think, a bit ambitious. It just looks really hard for Jag to last that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got a lot of faith in that Bernhardt if he can make it in for it to do his attack damage. Definitely Sword Dance would have been the better choice, but even like the Raw is like, I think he just picked it just because he knew the Sword Dance and the stun would be useless with the Ra's Rosential shield.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, there's really nothing to run but Hegemony. Usually, if you're fighting Rosin, it's not like other stuff is going to do much. And everything else is pretty standard. Dark Reaper instead of Patzer 3C. Her 3C would be useless here. We see AoE Rosin Seal.
Oh! Zansin mixing things up.
Yeah, I figured Lucretia bringing 6C, double AoE. And certainly Burn brings Sword Dance. And he's just bringing Guardian Infantry to tank this Patzer, right? Because if Sorks are disabled and Sword Dance is up, good chance this Bernhardt can survive.
No, like Patzer is definitely not going to be able to go through the Guardian Infantry in one shot, that's for sure.
Not with Broken Source. And bringing Master of Ice on Jagger, which makes perfect sense.
Jagger's already on the back foot here, retreating with the Hilda. So you see Jagger is not confident in his comp here.
I'm curious. Yeah. If Helena breathes, then she'd be able to reach the other Helena. But I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and it's not like Helena's the biggest issue on Zansin's side. It's more this Bernhardt opener with Lucretia and Juggler AoE.
Yeah. Moving the Helena forward didn't really add much in Jag's favor. Because, like, yeah, you got the Rosential and the Juggler to give me the healing, so there's no way she's going to be able to break through that comp. And you also got the Bernhardt debuff aura as well.
Yeah, it's just tough. I mean, Jag's pretty much totally outranged. Can't bust through Zansin's comp. Like, Zansin has the better tank push comp here, too.
Yeah, I could just tell just on from like positioning alone that Jag is like kind of unsure of what to how to go about it. But then yeah, Zansin makes the first move, almost kills the Helena.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, never mind. I take it back, guys. My bad.
I'm not sure if it was the crit that did that there, but that was pretty surprising. I expected her to barely live.
Yeah. Nope. Prove me wrong. I underestimate Helena every single time. And here comes Mr. Jagger laying the smackdown. On a good old burn.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Jag's already down a unit. Patser's heal blocked. Hitting those werewolves for a lot of damage.
Man. It's weird that Jag moved the Merido back. I feel like he could have gone in like last turn, at least try to do something with her. Because now she just gets hurt even more. Bullying the burn. Yes, absolutely right there, Chris. So yeah, burn is being bullied quite hard.
Yeah, this is just really tough. I just felt that on Jag's side, Mariel second was just way too defensive. After that, Jag lost any hope of having a strong win condition against this juggler. Could have at least forced Zansin into running Great Dragon Barrier.
Merido does kill the Lucretia, but I feel like at this point now it's just too little, too late sort of deal. Because now Merido is kind of like out of the game. She's not going to be able to do much.
Hilda didn't get her guard dispelled. Patzer's Sorks aren't 100%. This Bernhardt should die. But, okay, no. He just moves out of the Patzer range.
And goodbye, Merido.
At this point, Patzer hits Juggler, but she's not going to be able to kill him.
Does do decent damage. I'm surprised.
Yeah, she hits men pretty hard. Or non-females, rather.
Like I said, I don't get to see her too often, so I don't know the amount of damage she outputs, so yeah.
Sorks are broken again. Rosin AoE actually being really annoying.
Wow, the AoE actually does something. I'm impressed. Still trying, even though it's like basically it's 4 against 2.
Yeah, it's hard at this point.
Almost goes to Juggler again.
There is no way Jag can win this.
Yeah, no, without. Dragged it out though. The game does drag out. I get quite a bit. I'm quite surprised.
Okay, I like.
Oh wow, Jag mixed things up.
I do like some of these units that got removed. I'm not so sure about removing TJS. Going for basically hard swapping into Myth push.
Myth Dark Box.
TJS is still really good here though. I'm certainly I would say you would rather have TJS over Patzer.
I think Jag just kept her in just because she is Dark Faction as well. That's the only thing I can think of. Is like Jag just wanted to go complete Dark Mythical box.
He believes in his Patzer. Let's go with that. And Zansin, all his stuff stays the same. I mean, he has a really flexible box that can go either way. He doesn't really need to make any changes. He can see what his opponent brings out and then maybe adjust based off that.
Yeah, but like I said, like I feel like in the last game, it was kind of decided just in the ban pick phase alone. So
yeah, now that Jag's playing more AoE myth push, pans out Rosin. That's fine. Hilda will probably get picked. Well, no, not necessarily. Hilda's not gonna get picked right now because Zansin banned Sherry, which almost certainly I'm guessing Kira.
Oh, you called it. I'm impressed.
And now Jag is opting to ban out the main healers on Zansin's side. However, Zansin still has Licorice available. Kira is also a really good answer to all this AoE. If you really wanted to be super safe defensively, you could just pick Liko here. There's still Dog available too. Even supposing both these people get banned, then you still have Lucretia and T-Just that can also provide additional healing.
Yeah, no, Kaira is just scary just by herself, and depending on what Jagger picks, you imagine he would pick like a strong magic defensive comp, and
So now the problem is that you ban out Bozel and you ban out Kruger, or at least you could, and then Zansin would just have a composition that can easily handle any AoE, because supposing that you pick Bernhardt to try to heal block, or even Lucretia for that purpose, then if you have Liko, she can mass protect, and it can just easily handle any of this AoE damage. But opts for something different. I would trust Zansin to know a lot better than me.
interesting. He banned the Hilda, even though Juggler was on the field already. I guess he just wanted to remove any double tank push.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make Jag go more towards banning T-Jess and Lucretia. With Dog, you usually don't want to fight magic DPS like that. And then Hilda getting banned, let's see. It makes things easier for Bernhardt and Ares.
Remove the make it easier for Kaira as well, so she doesn't get crit block like Hilda's passive.
Yeah, it almost makes you think that Zansin is baiting this Bozel pick because he knows that Kira can kill a Bozel.
Yeah, I know Zansin. Like, he is actually quite proud how Akira can one-shot a Bozo.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, like little inside info. He actually runs True Cross on Kaira, so she gets an additional damage proc against mages.
Banning out the AoE follow-up. Gizarov's really annoying in endgame.
Zansin going like hardcore in the dark comp. Got a total dark game here, that's for sure. Dark versus dark.
Yeah, Kruger looks good here. Liko's likely going to bring faction buff. I don't know if we'll see 3C or more defensive. Mass Protect does seem good here, but I guess it depends on whether or not Jagger opts to pick Burn or whether or not Zansin bans Burn. Helena?
That's an interesting choice. I guess to try to spam down the Liko and the Burn, and the Bozo.
I would say it's more for zoning and maybe countering Juggler jump in. If Juggler jumps in aggressively, then Helena could potentially go in and pick off the backline. She can't really pick off Bozel, but you could say that Zansin's already considering Bozel dead because of Kiera.
Yeah, like it. You have to complete counterpick to Helena herself. Then we got the Vizencio. But so far, what I can see so far is like on Jag's side, he has no real answer for the Kaira.
Dark Chaos mentions that Ares pick could have been good here. I do agree. Kira and Ares do have equivalent range. Maybe a breeze on Ares could change that. Zansin doesn't seem too concerned with the Ares. It is a 1-for-1 trade, especially because I'd imagine Zansin can pick Hilda at this point, right?
We'll see. Just like give him the tank and.
But he
goes with the cherries.
So I figured he would.
Mm-hmm.
And Passer does not seem very good here.
No. What is disabling the passive on a Kruger is gonna do?
Yeah, Passer can AoE, but I mean, I guess the 3C and there's plenty of debuff removal here with Licorice. Licorice bringing just full healer kit. You're bringing double 1C. Faith is very important.
Very smart on Zansin's side to bring the 2-1 abilities for Kyora to be able to heal.
It's more for the 15% damage.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That ability, that skill.
Everything else looks pretty standard.
And again, Jag is moving back again. Doesn't want to deal with Zansin approaching comp.
So the main purpose of this is that you prevent any debuffs for Kruger, and Kruger needs debuffs to get damage on his talent. So Jag just moves his Rosin back so she doesn't put debuffs on anybody. Could be a little awkward positioning wise, but I mean, it's
yeah. But I would do that last. I would move the Rosin Steel last, because then you can move all your other units and they still get the passive block from Rosin Steel just being within range. Definitely want to move her on the first turn.
Yeah, Kruger moves first with turn priority, but you could definitely put Rosin like right here, push everybody up, and then keep Rosin like a little back here, get some Rosin stacks. Well, let's see if it's 6-star though. Yes, it is, I think. I don't know how to tell if Rosin's 6-star. I think 20% is 6-star.
I think you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
But yeah, could have got some Rosin stacks, which would have helped with whenever Kruger does go in. And also, I didn't mention this. Sherry with Goblin Knights and Legion. Probably aiming for this Patsir or this Liko. Maybe even Rosin. Rosin did bring Empress Guards, which are her tankiest troop against Sherry, but I'm imagining Sherry can kill anyway. Oh, that's 5-star? Thank you, Dad.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Still, Rosin here means everybody can push up in like this sort of area.
Yeah, no, I can just see already that Zansin just gonna make the slow push towards the middle of this strike. Yep, moving back still.
Yeah, I mean, Zansin's team just, again, it totally outrages Jag's team.
Oh, and the breeze doesn't help.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would be her range without the breeze. Would only be able to hit the Bozel. Not sure if Sherry can kill a Bozel with goblins and Shadow Raid. I mean, she has no attack buff.
No,
so,
no buffs. I say no for now.
Yeah.
If she had buffs, then probably I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really hard for.
Watch, deep one shot. There you go.
Yeah, if you want to prevent Kiera from one-shotting Bozel, then you need something like Landius Aura. You need something like Hilda preventing crit. You need to have damage reduction while they don't have damage increase. If Kiera brings the proper build, she can pretty much almost one-shot anything in the game, really.
Or any unit that doesn't have like a high magic defense. Yeah, but even like I said, Bozo doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Bozel does have really high magic defense.
Magic, but he's too squishy. He can't withstand the damage.
So, what happens here is that True Cross actually works on your troops to give them more attack. I know that I know that it's an int accessory, so that is really counterintuitive, but it's how it works. And Kira attacks first and kills the troops, and then the faceless are what's attacking Bozel's body, and it's 20 ticks of the faceless into Bozel's body, and that's what he has to tank there.
He will never live that.
He can, but you need, like, you know, just have a 14,000 HP Bozel with like 700 defense or something, and you'll be all right.
No problem. I can do that right now. Okay, let me just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run steel.
Jag did get rid of the Kyura there with the jump and follow up the B shock.
Yeah,
But
now
now
there's not a good way to kill Juggler. What did Liko bring? Excuse me. Okay. She brought AoE.
AoE.
I don't know. I mean, like I was saying earlier, Helena's good in this situation. Very much so good.
Yeah, the Helena. It's going to be a Helena show in a second. Yep, there it is. Watch her kill whoever she wants, and she chooses the path steer. All right. Well, the Kruger passes disabled, but does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, Juggler was the only one that could take that Kira kill.
Yeah.
And you can't just let her sit there, so you have to do something.
Had to do something, but now Juggler is just going to sit there and look stupid while he gets pummeled to death. Or like the rest of you just go around him instead.
Mary does kill, but I mean, she crit, but still.
Well, yep. Now Jag is trying to retreat here with the Juggler, but I feel like it's too little, too late.
Yeah, there is no way to win.
There you go.
So yeah,
Again, I felt like that was just both games. It came down to abandoned picks there, where Zansin just got the jump on Jag every single in the total team composition.
Zansin was just picking aggressive, long-range DPS that can trade very well, and Jag continued to pick tank push. I think a lot of it comes down to box composition. Like, Zansin's box is, I mean, units like Patsier didn't do anything either game.
Yeah.
It's like he was playing down one unit and ban pick to begin with.
Yeah, no, like it's Pastier is such a niche unit. She needs such the right conditions to do well, and that's why most people don't bother running her, just due to her such strict conditions she has.
Yeah. The only thing that comes to mind is Jag significantly changing his box or his ban pick strategy, because like picking tanks defensively did not seem like it worked very well against this aggressive DPS stuff.
No, unfortunately, it didn't work out for him at all. And it's funny, even though in the second game where he completely flipped the box, I felt like there was no real difference in strategy.
Yeah, he still went for the really defensive tank-based plays, and Zansin just bans out all the long range and then just chokes him, right? Like that's the best way I could describe both those games. Is it feels like Zansin just has his hands around Jack's throat.
Well, congratulations, Zansin. GG. Like, man, see you in the next round, buddy.
Yep, Zansin advances to round of 16, and congratulations to Jagger or Jaguar for getting to round of 32. Better luck next time.
Like next time, Jag.